All right, good afternoon, everyone. We'll get started with Corbin Carroll, Evan Longoria. We have mics on both sides. Who wants to start? We'll start over here on the right side towards the middle aisle.
Hey, Evan, I'm wondering what you remember about playing here in the 2008 World Series, and if it's kind of a crazy full circle moment to be back here this many years later.
Yeah, definitely, an interesting dynamic. I thankfully don't remember a whole lot about the '08 World Series other than, we lost, and it wasn't, we didn't play good baseball, and the weather was crappy, and, a lot of things went wrong. But, other than that, on the flip side, obviously very happy to be back, the opportunity that we have here. And, there's no better place to come and experience a postseason environment. And I think that the team is looking forward to embracing that.
Over here on the right side.
I guess to follow up on that, Corbin, from afar, what have you made of the Philadelphia crowds from seeing them from afar, and how much are you looking forward to playing in this environment?
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, there's all sorts of opinions on it, but I think it's good for baseball. To see fans in a city that excited and united behind their team, I think that's all I can say is I think it's good for baseball in general.
Jesse on the back left.
To continue on that theme for both of you, Evan, you've been through many moments where the crowd is hostile. Is there advice? Is there tricks to turn in your favor? And Corbin, as a young player, do you have any sort of tricks to block it out or use in your favor?
For me, I think the best thing is to just, block out as much as you can, but also use kind of that energy, the collective energy of the crowd, however you can in your favor, understanding that it's going to be, a pro Philly crowd, clearly, there's going to be a home field advantage for them in a sense that, everybody in here will be pulling for them. I think there's a way for us to kind of, extract some energy from that as well, in a positive sense.
Yeah, for me, try and, just not listen to them. Some positive self-talk never hurt. It is what it is.
A few more for these guys. Steve up in the front.
How have you guys dealt with the layoff? You used to be playing every day, and it feels like it's been a while since you guys played a game.
Yeah, I know a lot has been made this postseason about teams, having layoffs and, the potential for, I guess kind of a fall off in performance or whatever. It hasn't even been something that we've talked about as a group. I think we've been, as focused as we can be on, showing up to the ballpark every day and, going through our routine the same way we would on a game day. We haven't had, I think we've had 1 or 2 more days off than them. They've had some days off too. So I don't think that there's, a big difference between 2 and 3 days or 3 and 4 days off. I think it gave some guys a much needed blow, a much needed rest, off the feet, kind of out of the grind of preparing and playing a game every day. And so I think that will be of some benefit for us.
I think something else it speaks to is just the difficulty of being, a role player at this level. It's obviously getting talked about because it's full teams now, but, on each one of these teams, on every team in the big leagues, there's someone asked to have an at-bat, a quality at-bat after not having an at-bat for 5 days. And so I think that's, it's interesting that it's getting some attention now. But I think, we've got a team full of professionals. Everyone knows what they need to do to stay ready. For me, maybe it's seeing some shape off machine and seeing some velo every day, and then obviously we face some pitchers as well.
Front row on the left side.
Hey guys, how would you kind of say the camaraderie in the clubhouse has grown throughout this season with sort of a, younger core and group of veterans too? And do you think that is kind of bond has kind of led you guys to get to this point?
I'll let you speak to it first.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a baseline of talent in that clubhouse that has allowed us to get to this point, but I think that the camaraderie in this clubhouse has furthered that talent. I feel like we've played pretty selfless baseball most of this year. I was talking about it yesterday with like guys behind me willing to take a pitch to let me get a base for them, stuff like that. Like it's a group of guys that likes being around each other, and I think that's reflected out in the field with stuff like that.
I just think it's pretty easy to, see how, talented teams can only be taken so far by talent alone. There's something else there. I don't know. It's not an easy thing to put your finger on. It's not. I've been asked that question thousands of times over the course of my career. Like, what is the X factor to a team? What makes good teams great? Like, how do you build camaraderie within the clubhouse? And I mean, I don't really know the answer. I just know that like this group, we are where we are because of those relationships in the clubhouse, and because there's 26 guys in there who are ready to sacrifice whatever it takes, for the guy behind them or the guy in front of them. So I think it's pretty easy to see that, like, we may not have been the most talented group, but we are where we are because of that belief,
Nick, over here on the right.